Today we're going to be talking about why I almost quit football. Now this is like a little bit different speed than what I'm used to talking about on this channel. This is going to be kind of like a personal story from like my high school career, and I just wanted to share this because I know a lot of athletes go through similar things, you know, when they have to battle, you know, adversity, when they have maybe, you know, they have a set goal of playing, starting on varsity, whatever, and they don't achieve that goal. They feel like there's some politics, they feel like there's some other things stacked up against them, and they maybe want to quit, and they maybe want to give up on football. And that's kind of why I want to talk about this, because I've been in your guys' shoes before, and I definitely don't recommend you quitting football. I definitely don't recommend you running away from adversity, because if you push through that, I think you're truly going to end up in the right spot and end up in the right position. So that's why I want to share this with you today. So I remember my sophomore year of high school, I went to a high school called Los Alamitos High School, and I was a backup quarterback on varsity to a guy who was a senior, really talented guy, and the head coach had been there for a really long time. Like I'm talking like probably 30, 35 years. Older dude, old school guy, kind of was getting phased out. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about, where you have a coach who's had one way of doing something and the game evolves, and the coach doesn't necessarily evolve with the game, and he kind of falls behind, the program falls behind, and that's kind of the situation we were in. So at the end of the year, I think we went like 5-5 or maybe 5-6 or something like that. Not a great record. And he ended up stepping down as a coach. And so there was a lot of discrepancies on who was going to be the new head coach. The athletic director at the time, who I don't like, and you'll find out why, but he was really close with the head coach. And so once he left, it was kind of like, okay, who are we going to hire? And the coach, who was the older guy, had sons, and the sons were in the running for the head coaching position. There was a coach from St. John Bosco High School, who is actually now the head coach at Mission Viejo High School. If you're familiar with any of Southern California football, it's probably the best public school around. He was either the guy, or there was a coach from like Fountain Valley, which is not a big school. They had beaten us the year prior, but he was real tight with the athletic director. They were good friends. And so the athletic director's son was also a quarterback. So they hired, of course, the Fountain Valley guy, who was real tight with the athletic director. And he comes in, and the other quarterback, who I was competing with at the time, because that's what I played, he was playing basketball. So he wasn't there for off-season workouts. He was going to come back right when spring ball started. And that new coach brought in an entirely new staff. So nobody knew anybody. And so during off-season workouts, I was like, okay, great. New coach, kind of a fresh start. Like, let's work, you know, because I want to obviously start as a junior on varsity. And so he comes in doing some 7-on-7 stuff. It's looking like I'm going to be the guy, I'm going to be the starter. There were some talks of people transferring in, but none of that happened. And then this kid comes back from basketball, and he wasn't that good, if I'm being completely honest. And then he starts getting first team reps, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, man, what the hell? I was here the whole off season. I worked my ass off. I did all this, and you're just going to give this guy first team reps right when he walks in. And so it was a little frustrating. And so I went from taking 100% of first team reps to about 50% of first team reps. And was he terrible? Like, no, but I felt like, and the team felt like, and parents and other coaches even on the staff would tell me like, yeah, you're way better. Like, I don't know why you're not the guy. And so as we got into spring ball, all of a sudden I'm not taking any first team reps. And it was just kind of a weird situation where it was like, I did all this work, I spent all this time, I you know, been to trainings, all this stuff, and I don't even get, you know, first team reps. So I was a little confused. And there was a situation where the athletic director was actually at a bar where my dad was at with some of his friends, and overheard him talking about the only reason that he hired this specific coach was because he agreed to start his son. So there was kind of like, you want to talk about politics, that's about as political as it could freaking get. And so, you know, my dad didn't want to tell me that, but he ended up, because he knew I would get pissed, and I did, and I'm still pissed. But he ended up, you know, my dad ended up telling me, so I have to play this whole freaking season and go into summer workouts knowing that I'm never going to get a shot and I'm never going to get to play. And there was a time there, like probably around like June, July, before like August workouts started, where I was like, man, screw this. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't even want to play football. I don't even want to do this. And I stuck it out, and me sticking it out was probably the best thing that I ever did. And I guess this video is really just to discuss to you the mindset that I had in this situation, because in this situation, it's tough. You feel like you're going to quit. You feel like there's no other way out. You have all this pressure. You need to start 2 years of high school football if you want to play at the next level in college, which was my goal, but that wasn't going to happen. And I guess I just wanted to share with you my mindset to hold that, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Now, before we get into the rest of this video, video, you guys, if you are a quarterback or wide receiver and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches, we are going to be traveling out to 14 different cities across the entire country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver camps this offseason. Next up on our camp tour, we'll be coming out to Phoenix, Arizona, then Charlotte, North Carolina, then heading out to Austin, Texas. All 3 of those camps, though, you guys, are completely sold out, but we do have available spots in our camps in Las Vegas, Nevada, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, Newark, New Jersey, Birmingham, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, Boise, Idaho, and finishing off in Los Angeles, California. So guys, if you're local in any one of those cities, we'd love to have you out. All of these camps will sell out within the next couple of months simply because we limit spots and we don't just take everybody. We take a specific amount of athletes so we can coach up each athlete individually. So guys, very first link in that description below. We'd love to have you out and we'd love to have you attend. Now, after I find all this out, going into the season, it was very, very tough. It was tough to kind of have a good attitude at practice, because all I wanted to do was just tell the coaches what a bunch of, just a-holes they were and how pissed off I was. But, that's not, you can't be that way. You can't act that way. I decided not to transfer. I could have transferred to a lot of schools that I was actually like District 4. Like I grew up in Long Beach, California. The school that I was attending at this time was Los Alamitos, California, which is like 10 minutes away, but I was still deemed out of district. So I could have transferred to any of the district schools, but I didn't. I decided to stick it out. I wanted to stay and compete. And you learn a lot about yourself with that. You learn really just like how to deal with adversity every single day. Like, no matter what I did, no matter how many strides that I made, no matter how much that I improved, I knew that I wasn't going to be given the starting role, and I knew that the deck was always going to be stacked against me. But it made me a way better quarterback. I really started to pay attention to the details. I really started to pay attention to like how to prepare like the starter. So every week I would prepare like I was the starter, like I was the guy. And I really attribute that to a lot of the success that I had when I was a senior in high school, because I didn't get much play time as a junior. I know some of you watching this, maybe you're juniors or sophomores and you're worried like, I didn't start, I don't have any time, I'm only going to play 1 year of high school sports, can I still get an offer? So I remember as soon as that season ended, I was so pissed off and I was just obsessed with just being so good and just proving everybody that they made a mistake the following year by not giving me a chance to at least just even compete, because I felt like I didn't even get a chance to compete. And the guy that was ahead of me, like, he did okay, like nothing major, like not crazy numbers, didn't get a scholarship offer, nothing. So it was just kind of like one of those things, like why not give the junior a chance? Why not give the young guy a chance? But I remember in the off season, it was every day. It was every day I'm hours of film. Every day I'm in my backyard working on my mechanics, working on my footwork. Every day I'm in the gym. Every day I'm running. Every day I'm throwing. And it was literally like an obsessive attitude where it was 7 days a week I was doing something trying to get better, because I wasn't the most naturally gifted guy, but I just wanted to make sure that I proved everybody wrong. Now, you might look at this and say like, well, you didn't play as a junior, as a sophomore. Like, why should we listen to you? Why should we take your advice? And I get that. That's a fair argument. I didn't play in the NFL. I didn't play major D1 college level football, but I did get scholarships to play college football. I did get scholarships to play college football at Division IIs and Central, or I guess you could say like Midwest, like I think it was in Illinois. I had offers to play at different Division III schools. I had offers to do a preferred walk-on at a Division I like FCS school, which is like a step down from like the Alabamas and the Oregons, for those of you that are familiar. So I just, even with 1 year of film, I was still able to do all that because my senior year was great. I think I passed for like maybe 2,800 yards, rushed for almost 1,000, had like 40 total touchdowns. So guys, the reason why I say all this is that I wouldn't be doing this now. I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't be talking to you guys about this. I wouldn't be able to travel the country and work with athletes all across the field if I would have quit, because there was something in me telling me that I want to play football, that I want to do the thing. Like, if you have this goal to play college level football, to play in the NFL, and that's just like all you can think about, that's all you want to do, you may not achieve that goal, but if you sprint at that goal and you really do everything possible, leave no stone unturned, leave nothing flipped over to go achieve that, you're going to end up in the right spot somehow. Like, I equate a lot of that to faith. I equate a lot of that to God, because I think that you really don't know what your path is, but you just have to have faith that the path is going to work out. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to run away. I wanted to just be a regular student, but I didn't. And I pushed through it, and it was hard. It wasn't easy. There were a lot of days where I felt like I was doing absolutely nothing for no reason. But if you just trust it and you go after what's truly in here and what you truly want, you're going to end up in the right spot. whether that's actually achieving your goal if that was meant to be, or doing something like what I'm doing now, because I never saw myself doing this, but I'm the happiest person possible because I get to do this every day, and this is what I love doing. So the reason why I talk about all this is just don't quit. If you feel like you're battling some adversity, it's okay. Everybody's story is a little bit different. You just got to put your feet in the ground, get back to work, and trust me, things are going to work out.